All right, y'all. So, um, I'm doing a consultation here, and but I think it's going to be very edifying because what we're going to be talking about is, cancer, reversing cancer, what cancer actually is. And I shouldn't even be saying that word on here. I'm gonna probably just cancel that word out because then YouTube will try to block me and everything like that. So I'm gonna have to be careful how I articulate it. And there's a brother here, he's telling me his story. He doesn't want to be on video or anything. I understand that. But it's just, but he is willing, he just putting it out there, some of the stuff, the lifestyle and everything he lived. And I think it'll be edifying for a lot of people. So we already started talking already. I'm just fill y'all in on some of the stuff. He had a tumor removed, and they had to remove the tumor. And I'm gonna break all this down into very understandable information for him to understand, and for all you people who are watching to understand. But what he had a tumor, and in order to remove the tumor, they had to cut it out of part of his upper shoulder right here. I guess up your neck, right? Yeah. Up his neck. And they had to remove, I think he said, the top row of his teeth. The lower. All of them. In order, and the tumor was that long, he said. Okay? And we're going to get into exactly what that is. And it was cancerous, and we're going to get into exactly what it is. And he's going to show me a picture of it. You just hang. Oh, you're looking for it. Okay. But so he told me about that, and he said when they removed the tumor, they removed some of your some of the glands. 46 glands, lymph node glands, which those of you who follow me know that the lymph nodes are what destroy foreign stuff that's in your body. They kill and destroy foreign toxins in your body. They have bacteria in them that just chew stuff up. But when those get backed up, then you have problems. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling me they got clogged. So what you're going to see here is what the medical establishment has educated him on, and then you're going to see where it meets with what I teach and how all that meets up, and how to reverse this stuff or slow it down, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So then he was telling me about his diet, okay? Or he began telling me about his diet. And he said he used to drink a lot of energy drinks. And
every day.
Huh?
4 every day.
He said he would drink 4 energy drinks every day. And then he makes something, I would call it a headbanger, where he said he mixed 5-hour energy with
the soda.
With soda?
Yeah.
With soda and Tic Tacs.
And a pack of Tic Tacs.
And a pack of Tic Tacs. I call that a headbanger. And he said he could, after he drank that, he could drive for hours and hours. And I bet, I'd be able to do that too. But I'm going to find out more about his diet right now. So that's where we're going to pick up now. So outside of that, did you eat a lot of bread and grains?
No, I'm on a Happy Meal every day.
So he said he would eat.
I didn't eat during the daytime, just drive.
Oh, you would just drive, but he said he would have McDonald's almost every single day.
A Happy Meal.
A Happy Meal. Yeah. Okay. And but outside of that, you weren't eating that much. No. Okay. So his body was kind of devoid of nutrients to a certain extent.
I was 240 pounds.
He said he weighed 240, And mind you, I weigh about 210. I'm 6'2.5". He's about huh?
I'm 5'5".
He's about 5'5", so he was 240. So he's a pretty big individual. He's not big now. He's pretty slim.
But we hadn't talked over, what, 20 years? Yeah, we didn't talk for 20 years. And when I met up with him, he had a gut like this big.
So he's saying he had a big, his brother saying he had a huge gut.
So I got him, we put him right away on fruits and stuff, and in 2 days he lost 5 pounds.
So they put him on an all-fruit diet. That's recently, right?
No, that was like 2015.
No, that was 2013.
Oh, that was a couple years ago. But he said he immediately put him on a fruit diet, and he lost like 5 pounds
2 days.
in 2 days.
And he was able to start sweating because he didn't sweat before.
So now this is important information, y'all. The third kidney, your sweat glands, your skin. He said he hadn't been sweating for years. He hadn't been able to sweat.
Remember, I took you on a walk.
Never
I took
did.
him on a walk, and he noticed he started sweating. He's like, I haven't sweated in so long. I never had this in a long time.
So there you. So a lot of key information coming in there. The way you would lose, and I have people who can back this up and confirm this. The way you would lose 5 pounds in 2 or 3 days on fruit is because you would have that much fecal matter backed up in your intestines and in your colon. You'd be backed up to that degree because you're supposed to take a dump or defecate about 20 minutes after every single meal you eat. So any meal you eat, about 20 to 30 minutes later, you should be going to the bathroom taking a dump typically. Or on average, 3 times a day you should be taking a dump. Okay? But when you're running your body the way this brother was running his body, that's not going to be the case. You know, you're going to be backed up. So how often would you go take a dump when you were running like that?
1 a day.
1 a day?
Yeah, that's it.
And that with the caffeine is kind of a laxative. So 1 a day, 1 a day is not bad, but it ain't good either. You know.
And then he moved with me for a year and a half.
Yes.
Then he moved to California with me for a year and a half. And at that time, I was only eating plant-based. So I told him, hey, sorry, but that's how we eat here. And so he lost, how many pounds he lost then?
I was like 60.
60 pounds.
Because I was walking.
And he
5
was
miles
walking
every
to
day.
work every day. Yeah, 5 miles one way, 5 miles back to work every day. And he lost, got him into hiking, got him into going to the beach, to run.
That was in California, right?
Yep.
So what Ralph's saying is he got into a healthier, more plant-based lifestyle, lost 60 pounds, you know, was heading a healthy way. Then I guess
2013?
Yeah, 2013
No,
to 2015.
Yeah. So 2015, we went our separate ways again. But at that time, I didn't know. He never told me he had like a little lump, right?
Yeah, it was like a pimple. But I never.
so. He was saying he had a lump up here, which we know now that your lymph nodes are going to be the first thing to get swollen up. You know, you'll get a swollen lymph node, be this hard lump or whatever on you. And you got lymph nodes all over your body, and they're little points where your body deals with foreign bacteria, viruses, you name it. Anything foreign in your body that your body designates as waste, it goes into your lymphatic system, and those lymph nodes are like garbage disposals. They just chew it up and chop it up. You see what I'm saying? But when you overwhelm that system and you back that system up, we're going to go into all the details about that here in a sec, as soon as I get all the info. Go ahead.
And he didn't go get a check. Like we told him, well, I wasn't aware of it until after he told me in 2019 he was getting cancer treatment. So my Shire had known, and she had told me, go get that check when he told her about it. And at the time, she was like, you should go get that check. He was like, he left it. So imagine 2015 to 2019. That's 4 years. That's why.
And it's just backing up. Yeah.
And plus, he went back to eating
I went back.
garbage.
On that diet.
Back
Yeah.
to Florida. After working back to Coke and got driving and.
So he only had 2 years that he lost 60 pounds. He was eating healthy. He was hiking, living a different lifestyle. Anxiety went out, right? He was sleeping better.
Yep. Everything was better.
But in my house, I didn't tolerate none of that garbage. I was like, nope. Like one time I made this big meal, and he just kept looking and looking. I was like, what are you looking for? He's like, where's the rest of it? Where's the meat? I was like, nah, that's
Right.
what it is.
That's the way it is over here. Ralph said he put this big plate in front of him of all this
It was kale.
of this food, and he was looking for the meat. He's like, "Where's the meat at, man?"
Yeah, and the cheese, whatever. How you, it's not a cheese.
No, squash?
It's something white.
No, it was no cheese because there was no dairy in it.
It's something white you put in.
I don't know, but it was. I know it was a big.
Ralph said it was healthy.
It was avocado and kale.
Avocado,
with
yeah.
a little bit of lime on it. Oh man, that thing was delicious. But he was like,
Yeah.
and he kept looking at me, and I was like, "What are you looking for?" And he was like, "Where's the rest of it?" I was like, "That's it. Enjoy."
Yeah.
But let me tell you, after living with me for the first month, he felt better.
And then he got me to some Asian soup. And I was going to go every
fall?
Yeah, I was going
So
every
he eat
weekend.
fall, the soup with the
Mhm.
vegetables and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So he would go there all the time.
All right. So what I'm a break down to you is exactly what happened, and then I'm also show you the solution, the answer. Okay. And so basically, what happened is he was consuming inflammatory foods, and when you go on an inflammatory scale with foods, some of the most one of the most inflammatory, I think. Okay. Wow, that thing is big. I thought it was long though.
Yeah, it was going inside and down.
Oh wow. Man, let me just screenshot that to me and text that to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it just looked like a big old hunk of meat. That's what it looked like, basically. But let's break down exactly what happened. And if you can, and then I'll put that in the video when I edit it or whatever. But what we're gonna do is break down exactly what happened. Okay, what was going on in your body?
Fat food. McDonald's. It said
Fat food, McDonald's.
Right.
Monday to Saturday, fat food.
But what I'm gonna break down to you is what those foods actually do versus what the correct foods actually do, in detail. Okay, and for the people who are watching also. So, food, everything you eat can be kind of ranked in whether it's inflammatory or whether it's beneficial. Okay, and some of your most inflammatory foods are going to be your grass-based foods. That's sugar, wheat, all your grains, whether it's sorghum, whether it's rice, whatever it is. They fall on different levels on the inflammatory scale. The most inflammatory food is going to be your wheat, and then right after that is going to be your sugar. Okay. And when I say inflammatory, I mean when you consume these foods, your body, there's proteins and stuff in these foods that your body immediately launches an attack against because it can't break them down the way it needs to. Or for the sugar, it raises your blood sugar so high that your body has to capture some of that sugar, either turn it into fat or whatever. Okay. So, same thing with wheat. Wheat spikes your blood sugar higher than sugar does. So wheat is actually more. It creates a higher sugar spike than pure table sugar. So wheat is, when you consume wheat, it's hitting you on both angles. Then when you consume caffeine, caffeine shuts, in order for caffeine to give you that energy, part of what caffeine does is shuts down unnecessary systems in your body in order for you to have energy in the immediately. You know what I mean? So caffeine's going to shut down your kidneys, which is your body's filtration system.
Yeah, I was lucky for that.
It's going to shut down your lymphatic system, which got backed up in you. That's what got backed up in you, is your lymphatic system. It shuts all that shit down so that it could give you that extra energy boost you need.
He couldn't figure it out. There's a doctor operating. He said, you'll be there for 2 hours. And they took it out. He come for backup, 3 doctors. And he couldn't figure it out.
He couldn't figure what out?
Because my whole system was clean. You know, everything is clean. They did antibiotics in the operation. Everything came okay. I said, I don't get it. So they sent my
a biopsy, yeah.
They sent my tumor to New York. 2 weeks later, he got the result. He said, disorder.
Yeah.
I had to write down whatever I was eating before that.
Yeah. So the doctor was trying to put 2 and 2 together, but it's a 1-2 punch. When you're consuming caffeine, it's shutting down the same system that the bread and the grain is overwhelming. It shuts that system down. So it's a 1-2 punch. You bringing more inflammation and toxins in, and you're shutting down the system that's supposed to be able to fight them.
Yeah, I went to 3 months of chemo and radiation.
And he said he had to go through 3 months of chemo and radiation.
Radiation was every day, 5 days a week.
So let me break down what's actually happening. What happens is, once you shut down the system, your lymphatic system that's supposed to be fighting off all these foreign stuff you're bringing in, because you're eating a bunch of bread, you eat McDonald's every day, it's just shitty food, and it creates what they call antioxidants and stuff and foreign stuff all inside your body, and your body's trying to fight this off and get it out. And what happens is that system gets shut down, it gets overwhelmed, and it begins to get backed up. And as it begins to get backed up, as your lymphatic system gets backed up, it begins to bleed over into the places where all your cells are and everything else in your body. And depending on what area it begins to back up in, the waste that comes out of the cells begins to back up, and everything backs up, and water and blood is not able to flow to that area, and it begins to dry out and get acidic and agglomulate. And agglomulate means just stick together and get sticky. And when all that stuff begins to stick together and swell up, they call it a tumor. That's what they call it. And all it is a bunch of agglomulated dead waste cells and all this. And then when it begins to get worse and worse, they call it cancer. And they say it's spreading. But what it means is you're just backing up. Go ahead.
I was at stage 4 when I got to the hospital.
He said he was stage 4. Yeah. And that what that means is, it's the equivalent of my toilets in my house are backed up.
You keep using it.
And I keep using it. And I keep shitting in it. And I keep shitting. And then when the shit starts coming out of the toilet and getting on the floor, we call it cancer. But no, it's just, I need a plumber. And I need to stop shitting in that toilet and plunge it. And get it flowing the right way. And stop flushing paper towel down it and flush toilet paper down it. Because it breaks down easy. You know that. You say your pops was a plumber and all that?
Yeah, but we had lost contact a little bit over the 2 years there. He was gone, and he got cancer. So as soon as I heard that, I started telling him, hey, you need to start eating all these green veggies, antioxidants.
So we'll go into that now. With the brother here he told his brother, hey, you need to start eating green vegetables and fruit and stuff like that. And that's kind of good, but that ain't the best. And like I said, there's a scale of inflammatory foods. It basically goes your grains, then your dairies, then your beans, then your meats, and the meats kind of, and it's debatable, the meat can kind of be here or there, and then you get into foods that are no longer inflammatory. They actually are helpful to your body. You get into your nuts, your green leafy vegetables, and then you get into the foods that actually cleanse and hydrate your body and clean you out, and those are your fruits, and then your fruit juices, and then water and stuff like that. Okay, and that's kind of the hierarchy of things. So when we have people like I have people I'm working with that are, stage 5 kidney failure, stage 4 kidney failure, people in different stages of cancers, people with other types of diseases, and depending on the severity of them, I put them on. Some people I put on fruits. Some people I put on juices, nothing but juices. And what juices do is eliminate your digestive system, the energy that your digestive system uses. It uses about 40 to 60% of your energy to digest the food. Well, when you just drink juices, you're only getting the nutrients, and the energy that your digestive system would use, your body takes that energy and uses it to regenerate your body.
After my treatment.
After your what?
Treatment.
October 17, 2019, I was 104 pounds in my last chemo on radiation.
104. Wow. So it's brutal, man. When you gotta go.
Yeah, the doctor thing I was gonna pass away.
Right. Yeah.
After finishing my last treatment, he said, "Make sure you drink water." Because I was thinking he was gonna die.
Yeah.
And they were giving him some food diet stuff, remember? Like food stuff.
Oh yeah.
IV type stuff.
No, I used to be
You don't have to say what it said, but it was just packages with food.
Yeah.
And I told him,
already made and everything.
Yeah.
I used to give it away.
I was like,
because I couldn't eat anyway.
he couldn't even eat because he got no teeth.
And my neck was like
Right.
2 times like that because of radiation.
So what you gotta, what happened is, again, you were consuming a diet. The foods that you were eating, they weren't hydrating you, they were drying you out. The type of food you were having was shutting down your body's systems. You know what I'm saying? And your body wasn't able to flow. But when you go on a fruit diet, when you're in a situation like you're in, you go on a fruit-only diet, particularly your highly hydrating fruits like watermelons, oranges, stuff like that. And what happens, you start consuming that, and your body absorbs the nutrients. It absorbs the water from the fruit, which is the best filtered water in the world. It's filtered through the roots of a plant. So it's the most hydrating water you could get. And you just consume nothing but that. And what that's going to do is rehydrate your body's going to bring your lymphatic system back up again. And all that. It's going to get everything moving. And it won't back up again. You won't get lymphatically backed up. Because basically what happened is your sewage system got backed up in an area. And where does it typically get backed up at? It'll get backed up in the weakest or the most overused area. Or it could be a combination of the weakest and most overused area.
Yeah, this is what I was using to drive over my arms every day.
Yep.
He was a laborer, so
yeah.
doing boxes.
Yeah. So, and that's where it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? So what you do is like again, I recommend, you know, you get in that situation, you just go juices, nothing but juices, and it'll get that going. And people have had tumors like that, and they go on like all fruit diet, or if they want to go even harder and more extreme, all juice diet. And when I say juice, not this sugar filled fake juice that they have at the store. I'm talking about you squeeze the stuff yourself.
Y'all did you say juices? You see what you just said, or the cheap juices?
Cheap juices.
Hmm?
They got the same amount of sugar as a can of soda.
As a can of soda, that's right.
And people that
So he's on it. He's saying he's on to the. He knows what's going on. These juices you buy at the store, whether it's apple juice, orange juice, you name it, got the same amount of sugar as a can of Coca-Cola, because they add all this extra sugar. And I could tell, because see, from time to time, the sisters here will make fresh squeezed juice, you know, and I taste it, and a lot of times I drink grapefruit juice. And I remember one time I bought a grapefruit juice from the store, and I was like, ooh, I like that shit. You could taste all the sugar in there. And sugar is like a neurotoxin. And you consume it too much, it starts affecting your neurological system and everything else. But the way all these foods are, they're gonna attack and they're gonna affect the weakest system in your body first. A lot of times it's gonna be your lymphatic system. We got brothers here where the sugar affects their neurological system, and they have, like me, sugar and grains affect me neurologically, where I get nervous tics and feel like I'm having a stroke or something like that. But these foods are highly inflammatory, and when you consume too much grain, when you consume too much beans, when you consume too much meat, when you consume too much dairy, it overwhelms your body's lymphatic system. And depending on where your weakness is at, like for instance, if your lymph nodes ain't up to the task, it's going to overwhelm them. Some people got strong ass lymph nodes. They just be chopping this shit up like a garbage disposal, just grinding this shit up. But they got weak nervous systems, so they'll have aneurysms and strokes. Some people have weak blood vessels, and what happens, all this stuff is going through your blood, and your blood, the number one thing that has to be maintained is your blood's pH level. Okay, your blood has to be perfect, because life is in the blood, like the word says. So what your body does, when all these sugars and all this foreign stuff is in your blood immediately absorbs it into the vein wall, into the wall of the vein or the artery. It absorbs it in there. Well, what happens when it's constantly doing that? That wall begins to thicken, because the lymphatic vessels that run through the wall of your blood veins, because your lymphatic system runs through everything. And when that blood vessel begins to back up, the wall, it expands, and then you have what? High blood pressure, you know, or you people have, if it happens in your heart disease.
Like your radiator.
Huh?
Like your radiator.
Like your radiator, yep.
And I learned from this right here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 places are lymph nodes in your body.
Well, you have maybe major lymph nodes. You got tons of lymph nodes everywhere. Tons of them. Like your tonsils are lymph nodes. And what happens when people eat too much dairy, as children, you ever hear about people getting their tonsils removed? They're getting their tonsils removed because they overwhelm that lymph node, and because they're eating a highly inflammatory diet, and they're overwhelming that particular lymphatic vessel.
That's why I tell you stay away from the cereals and the milk.
Yeah, the cereals is very horrible.
We flour. We flour today.
Well, the cereals, a cereal, it ain't a 1-2 punch. That's the trifecta, nigga.
Sugar.
The cereal, you getting hit with the dairy, which is inflammatory. It's not as inflammatory as a grain, but you're getting hit with the grain, and then you got the sugar in there too. So that's like a Mike Tyson, one of the Mike Tyson combos where he hits you in the kidney, and then you go, ooh, and then he hits you in your jaw, and you out like that. So you go through a childhood of eating that, and that's why you see a lot of these children getting lymph nodes. Their tonsils removed, which are lymph nodes. Yeah, have y'all ever seen a tonsil stone? You've gotten one. You ever go like that, and this white thing comes out? That's a tonsil stone. That's lymph, and it stinks. You know what I'm saying? That's lymph. That's lymphatic. That's frozen lymph. That means that's a sign that you're glomulated in that area. But at the end of the day, all that complicated jargon to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, you rehydrate your body. Because basically, in a nutshell, what you had did was dried your body out. Interstitially. Interstitially means around your cells all throughout your body. Go ahead.
6 cups of coffee every day.
6 cups of coffee every day. So he's a caffeine addict. Yeah.
Sometimes I got to the house, I didn't sleep.
Oh,
I got to the house.
I wanted to know if you did sleep. I knew you didn't. You didn't have to tell me. He said sometimes I get to the house, I didn't sleep. No kidding. I knew that.
He wanted to sleep, and I was doing laundry and everything. 1 o'clock in the morning, went back to work.
Boy, man, you getting after it. But what you're doing, what I like to tell people they're doing when they're consuming all this caffeine is they're borrowing time from the future. But they're borrowing it with heavy interest. So it's not like you're borrowing an hour from your future life. So, hey, I'm going to live to be 80, and I'm going to borrow an hour from when I'm 80, so I'll live 1 hour less. No, you borrowing like 3 or 4 hours, and it what's that called? Accumulates. It accumulates. So the more you indulge in this lifestyle, you borrow, and it just keeps multiplying to where for each hour of energy you're getting from this caffeine, it could be a day, it could be a year, until it catches you, wham, like it caught you, and hits you with a wake-up warning. Like, hey, you know, who's that knocking at my door? You know what I mean?
I was working until Friday, I remember. Monday, I had to bring a note to my work. I couldn't work anymore. I was like, they were like, what? So I was like, yep, they got it.
You had burned out. It's called burning yourself out.
And he's been working since he was 14. Like that. Like that. I'm not saying like he just started later. Like,
but you know what's good? You wanna know what's good about you that I discern? You ever heard people say you got that dog in you? You got that fight in you. That's what that is. You got that fire in you. So that's what's good. So that same work ethic that you got, you're going to use that to get yourself even better.
And the doctor said, because I was always moving, I was no diabetic.
So what you were doing was burning that sugar off so fast. Yeah.
I had to move to do my job.
Yeah.
If I would quit, I would never finish.
So, yeah, all that drive though, you're gonna have to use that with your diet. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to use that with get up early and juice something and drink. And the good thing about juicing and eating fruit and all that, you can eat as much as you want and it ain't gonna hurt you.
Then when I finish my treatment for me, almost 8 different pills.
Say that.
How many pills?
Yeah,
Pills?
8 different ones.
8.
That you still on?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't take none.
Good.
Even I could have.
Well, like I said, I got him into eating more plant-based stuff. So
Right.
I was like, get off of that medication.
So let me break this down real quick. With because his brother was saying he has him on a lot, or had him on a lot of plant-based stuff, and the way you do it is your vegetables. So anything but the fruit of a plant is a builder. It's going to build you up. The fruit that a plant produces is going to cleanse you out and clean you up and detoxify you. And so what's the fruit of a plant? Like tomato is the fruit that a plant produces. A potato is the root of a plant. It's not the fruit of a plant. A cucumber is the fruit of a plant. A watermelon is the fruit of a plant. An orange is the fruit of a plant. Kale are the leaves of a plant. So that they're not a fruit that a plant produces. So kale is going to build you. It's going to build up, but it's not going to cleanse like fruit will. Celery is the ribosome or the stalk of a plant. So celery is not going to build you up like, celery is not going to cleanse you out like fruit will. Okay, but celery juice, just a quick fact for you, celery juice is one of the things you use for your electrolytes. Like if you're cramping up and stuff like that, it has a lot of salts and stuff like that in it. So if you drink celery juice and you eat like some bananas, you got a lot of potassium and salts, so you don't get dehydrated and stuff like that. But that's some side information. Again, bananas are the fruit of a plant, but they're not a very hydrating, cleansing fruit. You want to go with your water-based fruits. Watermelon, oranges, berries, grapes. Grapes are very astringent. Like, what I try to do is go with what's in season. Like, right now, watermelons are in season. Well, for a while there, I was going hard body on watermelons. You know what I'm saying? But you want to go out there. And it took me to switch over to eating more fruit-based. Man, it took me about 2 or more years to do it. You know, because I'm so addicted to, like, pizza and other types of foods. You know, to where I'm at a point now where I'm ready to go all watermelons for a whole week or 2. You know what I'm saying? Just to cleanse myself out real good. And once I get people where they're steadily eating the right type of fruits and eating correctly, I'm a herbalist. So I have herbs that once you start doing that, I throw these herbs at you, like these herbal teas and these tinctures, and they magnify and accelerate the healing process. Does that make sense?
Next month I have to go to the doctor.
What was that?
Next month I have to go. I got my regular checkup.
And what is he going to be checking for?
Everything.
Okay.
I have to go.
And about that's in about 2 or 3 weeks or what?
Month.
Does he have the willpower to go on like an all watermelon fast?
Well, he had no choice because he lives with me.
Can you do that? Are you willing to do that?
Just eat watermelon.
No food.
That's food.
You hear it? He's like, not food?
That's gonna cleanse out whatever toxins you still have.
The reason why I asked that is because what you could do is go to the doctor after a month and you'd be able to, the doctor be like, holy shit, how'd you do that?
I have to eat every 2 hours. I have to eat something.
That's fine.
Dude, you can eat all the water. See, this is the thing. Listen to what I'm saying. The difference between McDonald's.
No, I don't eat that.
Oh, I know that. I know you scared straight on that McDonald's. But look, the difference between McDonald's and grains and a lot of these other foods and watermelon, meat, natural foods is they trigger your sedentary switch. So you can eat watermelon, but you're gonna get once you're full, it triggers a switch in your nervous system. Like, dude, I don't want another effing bite of this stuff. I'm done, and you will be full. And then a couple hours later, you're going to want some more. Boom. Keep eating it. Eat it. It's literally, it will fill you up. And when I say it triggers your sedentary switch, once it triggers that, once you've eaten so much watermelon where you don't want anymore, you don't want nothing else. You don't even want to think about food. And once you get yourself in the habit of doing that over the course of maybe 5 days or so, after a while, you're going to crave it. You ain't going to want this other stuff. Like a lot of times, I got to make myself eat the other food that's cooked there. And you just do that for a season to clean your body out. And I'm telling you, when you go see that doctor, he's going to be blown away. He's like, damn, what the hell you been doing?
Yeah, I was taking some organic stuff in Philadelphia. He told me no, but I took it anyway. When I went to chemo, they took my blood like 3 different times that day. Because the doctor said something's wrong with his blood. Something's wrong.
What was wrong with it?
I got my red cells and my white cells 400%.
So yeah, where he did is gave you something to.
No, I took it myself.
No, the doctor told me not to take that stuff.
Right. No. I'm saying what the herbalist did is gave you something to jack up your immune system to get it up and going.
Is that the guy that used to have cancer or something?
Yeah.
You get from? Oh, so
he still got cancer.
Yeah, so this is another herbalist that got cancer, and he got into all this plant-based stuff. And
did he get rid of the cancer?
No, he still got cancer.
Well, then I wouldn't be running to him to like buying his shit.
He's not doing the way he's supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Who's this? Your buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's not doing
No, I thought it was the guy from the company.
Oh no, the guy.
No, at the end of the day, all this. Look, at what it's all about, because it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's about your lymphatic system. You focus on keeping that system moving and draining properly, everything will be fine. That's it. It ain't no secret thing. All of our formulas are geared towards getting the lymphatic system. I got kidney kickstart and adrenal jumpstart. That your kidneys and adrenals, your adrenal glands control everything. And that's the first thing caffeine shuts down and burns out are your adrenals. And then your kidneys are like the drain valve on your body. Once your kidneys shut down, all that shit backs up in your system. So my formula opens up the kidneys, gets them flowing, and jump starts the adrenals to get them going. Okay? And then the lymphatic tonic just gets the lymphatic system moving once the drain valve's open. That's it. And then the rest is just you eating fruit. Shit ain't complicated. It's just 3 things. That's how you know Yah behind it. The Most High's behind it. It's just using the herbs that he's provided and the food he provided. No man-made shit. Is God-made stuff. You know what I mean? And that's it. It ain't nothing. It ain't about me or nothing spectacular. I came up where I just did a bunch of research. But at the end of the day, hey, look, eat watermelon. So eat something that I'm telling you to eat something that tastes good and drink some tea. And you're going to be fine. You're like, no, you mean no more meat? For a season, no. You know, for a season, you just have to take it easy on everything. You know what I mean? You might have your slip-ups, but you still going in the right direction. And if you really want to expedite it and you really hardcore, which I think you hardcore. You know, anybody who drinking 5 cups of coffee and 3 Red Bulls and all that other bullshit and not sleeping for days, that's a hardcore motherfucker, man. Hey, you should just went in the Marines with Ralph. You know? So you got some fight in you, and then they cut an alien out of his neck and all that shit. Shit, fuck that, man. You can fight. I think you could just go all juice. And that's it.
I got juice at home, too.
Yeah, just juice watermelon. But it's what you're up to. Like, I know I can't do it, so I ain't going to say, well, you need to do it, because I know how hard it is for me when I know they cooking something good in there, and I know how hard it is to resist that stuff sometimes. So I don't put it on nobody because I couldn't just jump into a fruit fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, slowly.
Slowly.
But you got 30 days. 30 days go like that.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, even if you drastically increase your intake of fruit, there's gonna be a drastic difference in your health anyway. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, as long as you consuming way more of this, the good stuff, than the bad stuff, you know. But when your body's in that delicate state, hey, dude, like man, you gotta go hard out here. You know what I mean? You gotta go hard with this thing. I want to go hard with it, you know. And the way I am, once I start going hard, it's on then. And I'm right here. I'm getting ready to be going real hard with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you used to eat pizza all the time, but
I used to eat a pizza every other day.
and I'm not talking about slice. I'm talking about.
I used to eat Little Caesars hard pies by myself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Every Friday.
Well, at one point I think I was eating 2 pizzas, 2 of them Red Baron pizzas. You know, I get Shannon will tell you, or Umbria will tell you. I went to V Pizza, and they were like, "Are you the guy who eats 2 pizzas?"
I knew who he was.
I was like a legend over there. I was like, "Yeah, but you ain't gonna see me too much more, you know."
You don't go over there no more.
I ain't been there in months.
Every time with the meeting, my boss put me 6 packets of soda and a large pizza. That's it. That's for lunch. And I eat that in the whole meeting. All 6. And
They was running you on you was a diesel engine. They was running your ass on gas. Well, no, that's like running a gasoline engine on nitro. When you add nitrous oxide to it, make it run harder. Eventually, you burn your rings out.
Yeah. When he started living with me in Cali, I think that's the first few times he actually was able to get some sleep.
Yeah.
And everything slowed down. And he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Nothing, man. We're going hiking." Okay. I would trick him.
oh, that first time you didn't tell me anything.
Well, I would trick him. You know, I was like, "Hey, we're getting up at 5. All right." We get up at 5. We get to this mountain, and it's dark, so you can't see the top of the
I
mountain.
didn't know.
So we're just going and going. And I was like, "Take your time," you know. And I didn't want him to be all. He's just starting. And as we got to the top, the sun came out. And when the sun came out, I was like, "Now look." And when you look, it's like, "Whoa! I climbed this."
It took me an hour and a half.
Yeah.
After my brother left. After that, I keep going. It took me 28 minutes. After that.
I was deployed for about a year.
So I was there hiking.
So you really just need some direction. That's all. Once he's pointed, he just.
I would trick him. You know, hey, we'll take you to the beach to go running or walking. 6:30 in the morning on the weekend. Hey, we're going. Okay. You know, that's the only way I got him to start losing the weight, eating healthier, and then he got off all that junk food because I would not allow that food in my house, right? If I saw it, I was like, "Oh, garbage." Yeah, it was like that. I was running like a boot camp almost because there was him and another guy living with me, another guy I considered my brother at the time. And when he moved, he had a gut this big. Remember Elvin? And he lost like 120 pounds.
I know, he lost a lot.
Yeah, he had this big old gut, and I was like, "Sorry, buddy, but I only eat plant-based here, man. I gave up all that junk." And he's like, "What?" And I think for a month straight, he just kept going to the bathroom every fight. Like, just so much waste was coming.
Yeah.
I got pictures in the room. I'll show you. Let me see it. My house got burned one time. The fire department called my boss if I was still in the soda. Because I got over 200 images lined up there.
Damn.
The whole wall.
How much you used to drink of that stuff?
Empty cans or what?
No, full 2 liters.
2 liters. How many?
Over 200.
200
Over 200.
in the
That's most-
kitchen.
In the kitchen.
That's mostly what he would drink. Even he wouldn't drink water.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Were you up there with us? No, you weren't up there with. When we were up in Atlanta,
No, I wouldn't.
we ran into a dude who worked at Coca-Cola, and he was working at the museum or whatever. But anyway, he was telling us
I've been there.
that when he used to work at the Coca-Cola plant, he said they would get the ingredients for the Coca-Cola in at the factory in these big drums, and if you spilled some of the stuff, if you didn't clean it off the concrete, it'd eat the concrete up.
That's true. And I'll tell you a secret. See the sheriff, police officer? No, a state trooper, the sheriff, county.
Mm-hmm.
In the county that I was, every police officer got 2 cases of 2 liters in the trunk. It's mandatory. Every time with the car crash, that's how they clean the blood from the street.
He's saying that's how the state troopers, or whatever, carry Coca-Cola in their car, mandatory to clean blood off the street. So, so yeah. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm hope this was edifying to y'all, and we're gonna continue talking here. So shalom, y'all.